Things are good. I enjoyed the parfaits on Sunday. It was a nice idea and lots of um options for folks if they can't do gluten or dairy, which was really nice.
Is that you? Are you in that category?
When I cook for myself, I try to be as gluten and dairy free as possible, but when other people make me food or when I go out to eat, I chill out a little bit about it, but it's nice when I can have both.
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah. So you do the FHEs, right?
I do FHE for the ward and I do Temple Night for the steak.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay. Are you an event organizer at by temperament?
I guess so. I do theater, which is always an event of some kind. And my
That's
company does
true.
a lot of programming with conferences and webinars and all those things. So yeah.
So it doesn't phase you. You got the yeah.
I enjoy it, yeah.
Oh, that's good calling then for you. That's lucky. Well, shall we dive in and do what are we doing? Matthew 4.
Sure.
Okay. If you're down, you do 4 verses, then I do 4 verses. We'll just go back and forth.
Yeah. I'll try to pull in the Joseph Smith translations in
Oh,
no promises that it'll succeed. But they just feel particularly important in this chapter.
I
Ever
love it.
since I read it.
That's
So
amazing. Yeah.
I will attempt it.
Are you gonna stop me if they're in my verses? You should.
You want me to? Okay.
Or well, let's see if I can do it in real time. I don't know. That sounds hard. I'm not I'm not as prepared as you.
We'll see how we do. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. So Matthew chapter 4. Um, then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be with God. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, and had communed with God, he was afterwards an hungered, and was left to be tempted of the devil.
Okay, I can already see that the differences are important. Yes.
And when
Okay.
the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Hmm. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple and saith unto him,
Can I stop you actually? Sorry.
Yes.
So there is actually a translation. So it starts then Jesus was taken up into the holy city, and the spirit setteth him on the pinnacle of the temple.
Okay, great. And then I see the next one. I'm going to try to do it. Then the devil came unto him and said, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Jesus said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not, I'm just checking, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And again, Jesus was in the Spirit, and it taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them.
And the devil came unto him again, and said, All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Jesus unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him. And now Jesus knew that John was cast into prison, and he sent angels, and behold, they came and ministered unto him, John. And Jesus departed into Galilee. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. No, that was good. That's a nice clarity from the Joseph Smith translation that um it makes Satan a little bit less powerful in that story and a little bit less controlling, right?
I think it's that, and it's also like the idea that like he didn't go into the wilderness to be tempted, that he went to commune with God, and he did that, and then the spirit departed, and then temptation was back. And it's not, I feel like sometimes like the spirit leaves because we do something. Like we say that sometimes, that if you do this or don't do that, like the spirit will depart. And if I felt sometimes that that was true, but also sometimes there's definitely times when like the spirit is really really with you for a reason, because of a calling you have, or a meeting you have to have, a conversation you have to have, when God really wants you to do something. And then it departs, and then you're kind of like set back down into life, and have to deal with life, and have that temptation all around you, and you have to deal with it. So it's kind of nice to have that understanding, and to know that Christ had to deal with both of those situations.
Yeah. Yep. Well said. I agree. Okay. So I'll do 13 and leave it. So Jesus just heard that John was cast into prison. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the sea coast in the borders of Zabulon and Nephthalim, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Esaias the prophet, saying, "The land of Zabulon and the land of Nephthalim, by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles, the people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up."
From that time Jesus began to preach, and to say repent, for the kingdom of heaven has come. And Jesus, walking by the Sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And he said unto them, Follow me. He said unto them, I am he of whom it is written by the prophets, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. And they straightway left their nets and followed him.
And going on from thence, he saw other two brethren, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, in a ship which Zebedee their father mending their nets. In a ship with Zebedee their father, mending their nets. And he called them. And they immediately left the ship of their father, and followed him. And Jesus went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing all manner of sickness and all manner of disease among the people. People which, there's a JST, and all manner of disease among the people which believed on his name.
And his fame went throughout all Syria, and they brought unto him all sick people that were taken with diverse diseases and torments, and those which were possessed with devils, and those which were lunatic, and those that had the palsy, and he healed them.
You want to do the last one?
Yeah. And there followed him great multitudes of people from Galilee, and from Decapolis, and from Jerusalem, and from Judea, and from Jordan.
I like that it's so simple that it's just, I mean, it's kind of here literally a call to follow him,
Mhm.
or he's just saying everyone just please just repent. That's it. Just repent. I don't know. I think it's a beautiful message, and I feel like without it we'd all be stuck, but with it, man, anything's possible.
Yeah. And but it's interesting because like he's kind of asking everyone to repent, but everyone has to kind of look in themselves and figure out like what do they have to repent of? Like what do you have to what did they need to change? Um and it's like that process is not always very simple, but I feel like the hardest part of it is just agreeing to do it. And getting started and doing it, and then once you start down the path, then you're on the path. um but yeah, it's definitely one of those very, very simple and profound messages that he comes with.
Yeah. Well, it's nice. Well said. Well, thank you so much. That was
Mhm.
great. I really liked it.
Awesome, no problem.